Hey, what's up guys? It's Dusty here with another edition of Dusty's Daily Doubles. Today is Thursday, February 24th, 2022. Last night we went 5 of 6 overall in our selections. We went 1 of 2 on the Daily Double, and then we went 4 of 4 on the bonus plays. Today we have another Daily Double for you, and we have 4 more bonus picks. So let's jump into today's Daily Double. First up on the docket, we have a CUSA matchup between Marshall Thundering Herd traveling to Middle Tennessee to face this Blue Raiders team. And quite honestly, this is a lopsided matchup as this Middle Tennessee team is unbelievable at home. They are 13-0 at home, 20-7 overall on the season, and they are 9-1 in their last 10 games, currently on a 6-game winning streak. This Marshall team is playing pretty decent basketball, especially in their conference. They're a upper team in the conference, but they're still mid-pack in the entire nation. They are currently at 11-17 overall on the season, 3-9 on the road. They are not a very good road team, and they are 4-6 in their last 10, currently on a 1-game winning streak. The last time these two teams faced off, Middle Tennessee picked up a 2-point victory on the road in Marshall. And honestly, that number is going to be at least 3 times that today. The spread is saying so as well, whereas the spread right now is Middle Tennessee -6.5 at home. They are dominant in every statistic except for rebound, where Marshall has the slightest of edges on rebounds, but just a slight lean on the rebounding, whereas Middle Tennessee has a larger lean on almost every other aspect, every other statistic. They are shooting their three-pointers. They average at least 1 more three-pointer a night. Their assists, Marshall does actually hold a slight edge in assists as well. Whereas offensive rating, this Middle Tennessee team is just far superior than this Marshall team. Defensively as well, they are just far superior than this Marshall team. I don't see this game being close at all. I think not only Middle Tennessee does cover that 6.5, I think with ease. I think they probably pick up a 9 to 10 point victory today at home, especially with the way they're playing. They haven't lost at home in 14 games, I believe. 15 maybe even. This is just a lopsided game and a terrible spot for the Thundering Herd. I expect Middle Tennessee to go in there and pick up a double-digit victory. However, for the Daily Double purposes, we are just going to take Middle Tennessee on the money line. And that is going to be the first pick of the Daily Double. And the second pick of the Daily Double is going to be a massive West Coast matchup between the Gonzaga Bulldogs, ranked number 1 in the nation, for good reason. Absolutely dismantling teams by double digits every night. Not only double digits, high double digits. We're talking about 16 to 25 points these guys are clearing teams by. It doesn't matter if they're at home, on the road. It doesn't matter. This is absolutely the best team in the nation. And as much as I do like this San Francisco Dons team, I just can't see them pulling off a victory at all. I don't even see them keeping it close, to be honest. Maybe for the first half, but I'd say by the second half, maybe 10-minute mark, Gonzaga should pull away and cover the spread. This line is currently sitting at Gonzaga -10 on the road in San Francisco, and honestly, that looks like a godsend as well, as, like I said, this Gonzaga team is absolutely dismantling teams left, right, and center. It doesn't matter where they play. They are just the far superior team on every facet of the game, and for that reason, we are going to actually buy a couple points here, even though I do believe that Gonzaga does indeed pull off that spread and cover it with ease. For the Daily Double purposes, we are going to buy down 3.5 points and take Gonzaga at -6.5 on the road in San Fran. That'll be the second leg of the Daily Double. Just a reminder, we are parlaying that with Middle Tennessee on the money line at home, and Gonzaga -6.5 on the road. That is the Daily Double for today. Now we are going to dive into today's bonus picks. And first up on the docket for the bonus picks, we have an NHL matchup in the Metropolitan Division between the New Jersey Devils traveling to Pittsburgh to face this Penguins team. And honestly, this Penguins team has been playing pretty good hockey of late. They were a little wishy-washy in the last month or so, but in the last week, 2 weeks, they've been on the up and up. Sidney Crosby is starting to look like the old Sid the Kid, and he is just, putting up massive points. Just got his 500th goal last week, and since then I think he scored 2 more. Just a phenomenal player, of course, but he's starting to play like his old self again. Not to mention that Pittsburgh has the far better goaltender in this matchup, as New Jersey is slated to start John Gillies, and his record is 3 wins, 8 losses in regulation. He's sitting at a 3.23 goals against average with only an 0.89 save percentage. That is atrocious in today's NHL game, and it's the polar opposite when you look at who the starting goaltender is for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And we were talking about Tristan Jarry, who has been playing absolutely phenomenal all season. He is at a 25-10 overall record in regulation. He's got 2.29 goals against average, which is fantastic, and his save percentage is at .922. I just don't see any way that this slouching, slumpy New Jersey Devils team, who does not travel well, they are 7 wins, 15 losses in regulation on the season, and, they're currently on a 2-game losing streak, whereas this Pittsburgh team is just far superior at home. They're 14 wins, 7 losses at home in regulation. It's just a mismatch. It's a mismatch, especially the way the teams are playing. Even though the Penguins are also on a current 2-game slide, this is the perfect opportunity to break that slide. Not only am I looking at the Penguins on the money line, but for the bonus pick today, we are going to take the Pittsburgh Penguins on the puck line in a matchup that is absolutely necessary to keep these guys on track and pushing for a nice playoff position come playoff time. I just can't see, with the goaltending matchup specifically, New Jersey going in there. I see this a comfortable win for the Penguins. Going to be about a 4-1 victory, I believe. That's the first bonus pick of the day. Pittsburgh Penguins on the puck line. Our second bonus pick today is going to be a Horizon matchup between this Youngstown State Penguins team traveling to Wright State to face this Raiders team. And again, we are looking at a matchup that I believe is just a mismatch. Whereas, just this Wright State team is just a little bit better. Not a little bit better. They're significantly better, but it's not like a huge like, oh my God, Youngstown State is trash. It's not like that. They're not great, but they're not terrible either. They're a reasonable team. I just think that this is a good spot for Wright State to get back on track, as they lost their last game. Whereas I hate saying this school, Youngstown State is on a 2-game winning streak, and they actually play pretty decent away from home. They are 6-5 on the road, so they are 1 game above 500 on the road. That doesn't bode well. However, I do like this Wright State team, especially considering they lost the last matchup on the road in Youngstown State. They lost that game by 3 points just earlier in January 15th. They lost by 3 on the road in Youngstown State. So now I see a revenge game. I'm going to take Wright State on the money line as our second bonus pick of the day. Our third bonus pick of the day is a doozy. This matchup is going to be a serious matchup, and it is between the Belmont Bruins traveling to Murray State in this Ohio Valley matchup. And honestly, we are looking at the second place team in the division, in the conference, facing off against the first place team in the conference. And both of these teams, you could make a case for either team winning this game. Both of them are playing absolutely phenomenal. The Belmont Bruins, are 24-5 overall on the season. They are 10-3 away from their barn. They are a very good team on the road, and they are 10-0 in their last 10 games on a 10-game winning streak. However, they are running into the juggernaut of the conference right now, because as good as the Bruins have been playing, Murray State has been playing just as good, actually better. They are 26-2 overall in the season, only 2 losses. They are undefeated at home, 14-0. 10-0 in their last 10, because they are on a 16-game winning streak, and this game has massive importance for the NCAA tournament coming up. If Murray State wins this game, I think they're going to be an auto bid into the tournament. It's just a super, super crucial game for both of these teams. That is why the line is so low. The line is currently at -3 for Murray State at home, even though they are on a 16-game winning streak, undefeated at home. And even though they just beat this Bruins team by 22 on the road. They already beat this Bruins team by 22 on the road on January 15th, earlier this season. There is no way in hell that they are going to lose this game. I think the line is a little small. That's just personally. I think it's where it needs to be for Vegas. I would be all over that spread. However, for the channel purposes, we are just going to take Murray State on the money line at home as our third bonus pick of the day. And our final bonus pick is going to be a Big Ten matchup between Ohio State traveling to Illinois. And this is going to be another doozy of a game. I think it's going to be more of a defensive game than either of these teams are used to playing. They're both very offensive. However, I do think Illinois is the better team. I think Ohio State is a little bit smaller. And in the end, I think Illinois has the better player in Coffee Cockburn. You know I love this guy. You know I love how he averages a double-double. That is very, very difficult, especially at home, to defend for the road team. And this game also has massive implications on the NCAA tournament. I just think that it is a much, much, much bigger spot here for this Illinois team, who's 15th in the nation, whereas this Ohio State team is 22 in the nation. I will say that Ohio State travels reasonable. They're 4-5 on the road, but this Illinois team is absolutely battle-tested. They have played all of the better teams this season, and they are 11-2 at home. It's going to be a close matchup. I think the line is probably about right. It's currently sitting at Illinois -6. I think that they go in there and they probably just cover that. Maybe you win by 6, maybe you win by 7. It's going to be either a push or a cover, I believe. Either way, the pick here is going to be Illinois on the money line. That's going to be our final pick of the day. I would just like to say that I do truly believe that every single pick today not only wins, but it covers the spread. We are playing a safer method here, so we took money lines and an alternate spread. However, I am confident that every single pick I gave today, all of those teams cover. I believe we picked all favorites today, which is also rare for me to pick all favorites. However, I think that not only all these picks win, but they outright cover. But for the purposes of this channel, we played it a little safer. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and we will be back tomorrow with more action.